Anyway, I also wanted to talk a little bit about the substance of what he said, and I'm mostly going to concentrate on Glenn. I do want to talk about Alveda King a little bit as well, because she was fantastic. I mean, you want to talk about somebody that has the fire of Martin Luther King, she had it. And people were crying in the audience. It was just an amazing speech. Now, Glenn concentrated on the scars. This was really the theme of his speech. He talked about this nation has never been perfect, and yeah, we've done some terrible things, but we've always been a good people, and in the end, we always do the right thing. And he focused on the good. It was Reagan-esque. When I was a kid, Reagan was president, so I could care less. All I cared about was girls. But the week he died, when they played over and over speeches of Reagan, sayings of Reagan, it was so inspiring, and I felt like that with that speech. And it made me want to be good. And it made me want to fight another day and not have to be angry about it. Just fight. These are our God-given rights, and therefore they don't fight against us, they're fighting against God. And with that, he said, we need to get on God's side. Don't expect God to get on your side, get on his side. The other big theme that he talked about was our mistakes. You know, for the longest time, a lot of us just stood by and allowed this stuff to happen and build up and all this socialism here and there. And we didn't yell or scream and say, what are you doing? Instead, we allowed it to happen, and now these debts are going to be put on our kids' shoulders. And he said, we need to trade places with them. They don't deserve what we do. He was right. He read the Gettysburg Address and the second inauguration speech of Abraham Lincoln like I've never heard it before. I mean, he made the words come alive. You really got to see the speech. it was just amazing. And the thing that pierced my heart the most was, what your children see is what they'll become. And he said, when you pray with your door open, so they can see. Because what they see, they'll become. It was alive. The whole thing was alive. And the music was fantastic. The entire audience sang Amazing Grace, and it was more than 700,000 people, folks. The mall itself could hold 200,000. Or not the mall, the reflecting pool, I'm trying to remember. The reflecting pool itself could hold 200,000 people. And then flanking to the side, going up to the pavement pathways, and if you haven't been in Washington, I apologize, it's hard to picture. But in each of those could hold 300,000 people. And then there were people on the pavement itself, and they weren't supposed to be there, but there were so many people there, the Park Service couldn't get them off the pavement. And it wasn't because people were rebelling, it's just like they couldn't get to the people and tell them, hey, you can't be on the pavement. And then there were trees off to the right and to the left, and there were more people there. So if you listen to Glenn Beck today, I think out of humility or what have you, even he was downplaying the numbers. But I've never seen anything like it. It took 2 hours to empty the place out. And then the drive home, New York itself, and the New Jersey Turnpike, it was bumper-to-bumper traffic in the middle of the night.
It's always like that.
Oh.
Maybe they just want to
on Sunday?
George Washington Bridge, you know, they just want to...
All I know is I had to go to the restroom so bad that we finally got to a service center, and then I saw it was the Woodrow Wilson Service Center. And I just got back on, and then I remember, wait, what am I here for? So I want to leave do I have how much more time? Do I have time for questions? Because I know a lot of people are going to have questions.
Yeah, that's fine. Go over,
Oh, Beta King.
she was awesome.
The way she closed her speech is she did an adaptation of I Have a Dream. And she said, I too have a dream. And she said it many times over. And each time she said it, the hair on your neck raised a little bit more. So you knew what it was like being there in the 1960s when he was there. And there was something else there besides just words and there was a spirit there. That's all I can say. And the people there, not a single arrest, not a speck of trash. Everybody was so polite and kind. And that doesn't happen when you're like sardines like this. And there was something that lifted us up to the potential that human beings can become. And both he and Aleda King played on that. In a way, great people, I'll try to summarize it the best that I can understand it. You know, great people start off ordinary people. Some are more talented at things that stand out. But the great people that you always read about stood on the shoulders of ordinary people that were great people too. And both of them helped us touch our greatness because we're creations of God. And that's about all I got to say about that. So, there were some interesting things that I saw after the rally as well. So does anybody have any questions?
How did you feel when the black brigade came out? What do they call that?
The Black Robe Brigade?
The Black Robe Brigade.
At first, we all have our religion.
What is the Black Robe Brigade, by the way?
Okay, the Black Robe Brigade is a confederation, if you will, of some prominent religious leaders of different denominations. They're not asking anybody to give up their own religion or anything like that, but they have agreed to stand together on principles and bring those principles of freedom to their congregations. And that is predicated on the fact that Great Britain hated the clergy that wasn't on board with them, because they knew that they had to break the clergy before they could break the nation. And they didn't succeed. And that's another reason that we're here right now having this talk about